Welcome back. Today I'm going to try to solve some more puzzles on chess.com. I know I did that in my last video, but that's what I felt like doing again today, and hopefully I'll do just as well in this video as I did in that one. I got all 4 puzzles right in that one, although a couple of them took a long time. If you're new to my channel, I'm not a titled player or a chess coach. I'm just a random person trying to get better at chess. This one looks like checkmate. I check, I think they have to block, and I take it. Nothing else makes sense. They're about to promote here, so let's try that. Okay, that was a mate in too, even though no theme is listed, and it has a really high pass rate. I'm not sure why it's rated 2200. Okay, well that was a really good start to this one. Fingers crossed that we'll get a bunch more like that. Next. Oh, this one's not going to be that easy, is it? Well, I do have a checklist. If you haven't been here before, I look for checks, I evaluate them, then I look for captures, evaluate those, and then I look for threats. Here, I only have a couple of checks. That's a check, but I think I would lose a bishop. This is a check, and that pawn is pinned, so they wouldn't be able to take me. I think their only legal move would be to go over. Let's see. If I check here, their only legal move is to go to h1, and I can take this pawn. Then I think their only legal move is to go back. Can't take this pawn because their queen is guarding it. So what would I do then? Wait, no. I just realized I can open this from my rook here by taking the knight. But I shouldn't do that first. I think I should check first. When they move over, I take this pawn with check because I need it out of the way. They have to go back. I come back with check. They have to go back over there, and then I take the knight. And I think that's mate. That seems a little complicated, but I don't see anything else. I'm gonna try it. Sorry, I get interrupted by a phone call just as I was about to move the queen. I'm gonna try it. If it's wrong, we'll find out why. Okay, that was it. I'm pretty sure I want to get this pawn and then come back. It won't be a 3-fold repetition. It'll just be a 1-fold repetition. Actually, it wouldn't even be that because in this position, there's a pawn there. When I come back, there won't be a pawn there. And then when I get them back on the H-file, I'll take the knight. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I should take the knight now because then they'll take my queen. So let's check. Oh, and it stopped. Wait, they only have 1 legal move. I think I actually figured that out fast enough. I would have got a speed bonus for it had I not been interrupted. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that after this, they only have 1 legal move. Yes. Oh, and I have 2 different moves here. Okay, now I could take the knight first, and it's still mate in 3. That's why the puzzle didn't continue. But if it had, I was going to go here. They only have 1 legal move, and then I take the knight, and they have to block with the bishop, and then that's mate. Well, I'm glad I found it. I'm going to go on to the next one. Okay, in this one, I do have a check. It's taking that pawn, but I think that's my only check, and I don't think that's a good idea. They would just take my queen. My queen is under threat, so I probably need to move it if I don't have something else, but I don't know where to move it. If I take the queen, I think they're going to take back, and then what do I have? I don't know. Okay, this one's harder than those first 2, at least for me. There might be some tactic that I'm missing, but I don't see what it is. See, if I take the queen, oh, they're going to take back with the rook, and then I put my bishop on a6, which skewers 1 rook to the next. I bet that's it, and then I'll get a rook for the bishop. I think that would be my only attack after, the only tactic that I would have after the queen trade. But I don't know what else it is. I'm positive it's not moving the queen to one of these 2 squares. So I'm going to take the queen, and then if they take back with the rook, I'm going to attack both rooks with my bishop. Let's try that. Okay, they did take it. Well, and the only reason I did that was because of this, so let me try that. Okay, well, they've lined them up. I should go ahead and take it, right? And the reason I thought of the bishop was because, the bishop was undefended back here. I think I should go ahead and take it, and then I'll have 2 rooks for their rook and the bishop. And I have some of my pawns on light squares. I don't know. Let's try it. Okay, that was it. Wow, is that 4 already? No, that's just 3, isn't it? Okay. Oh, there's 3 little dots right there, in case I can't count for myself. But I am making much better time today than I was in the previous ones. That puzzle's rated 2271 if you can't read the numbers here just above my head. So I'm definitely getting a bunch of puzzles in that rating range. Next. Okay, well, and because we look at our checks first, I did see this check, but their bishop's guarding that square. Is there a way to get rid of their bishop? Or to distract it somehow? I don't. Because that would be awesome. If that bishop wasn't there, I think this would be checkmate. Or what if it's just giving away the rook? What if it's checking? I think their only legal move would be to take. And then I put my queen here, which looks like it would be aiming for that. I guess then they would move their knight out of the way and then I couldn't do it. Well, maybe it's not giving away the rook. But if I don't give away the rook now, I think they're going to take this bishop. It's just hanging. I think if they take it with the bishop, then I check with the queen on h5. And if they move here, instead of doing the thing I said going to f7 where they can block with the knight, that's when I go ahead and take with the bishop. And then I think they have to take it, and then I can come over here and that's mate. So I'm going to try it, and we'll see whether the king moves or whether they take with the bishop. Or it might be wrong, and then we'll find out. Okay, they did move. Now see, here is where I think it's taking with the bishop. They have to take back. Then I come out and check on g4 because they can't move anywhere else once I take there. They have to take on e6. And then when I check with the queen, I think they have to come up to e5. And then I think I have mate here on f5. So let's try that. Okay, and then queen to g4. And it stopped, even though it's not mate yet. Pretty sure they only have one legal move. I'm going to check that. After I check here, yeah, they have to come to f5. Oh, and this is not mate because the bishop's exposed now. I have to come over one or go back. So if I come over one, yeah, see, if the puzzle had continued, I might have messed up because once the king moves, the bishop's guarding that square. So the king has to go back, and then I go to f5. Oh, wow, that was tricky. I guess I'm kind of glad that it stopped when it did. Next. Okay, the king was in check and just moved out of check toward my knight, but now I have something special apparently. I can play rook to f3, which is a check. They could take my knight, but then I could take this pawn, which is a check, and they would have 3 legal moves at that point. Sorry, I just had another interruption. Today there's a bunch of people that think they should just... Where was I? Let's look at the checks. I have to start over here because I got lost. I don't think it makes sense to save the knight, although I could, which would be a threat on their queen, but then they're just going to take my queen. Maybe I should just take their queen, and they would take back, I assume. No, I think I need my queen. That seems pretty complicated, but my brain's now been pulled in several different directions, so I'm going to check with the rook on f3, and if that's wrong, we'll find out why. They did come toward the rook. Okay, well, the rook is safe because the knight's protecting it, but now my plan of checking is messed up. Okay, so do I check with the pawn? No, they can just take that. And if I move the knight, which threatens their queen, then they can take my rook. So should I still take this pawn? No, because they're about to checkmate me. No, not necessarily. As long as my rook's there, they're not going to checkmate me because I can block with the rook. Okay. But now taking that pawn's not check because they came this way instead of taking the knight. I thought they were going to take the knight. Now I'm not sure if I should take the pawn, but I still kind of want to because it does allow some checks, and it protects the knight, and it protects my rook in case I need to come down here. So I think I'm going to take the f2 pawn, but again, if it's wrong, we'll find out why. And I don't feel like spending a bunch more time on this puzzle because I'll probably get another phone call. Okay, that was wrong. I kind of had a feeling that it was, but I didn't see anything else. We're about to find out what the else was. All right, so when they moved there, I figured this out. I just tried to go through the moves of the puzzle and it started playing on its own. I must have hit this play button by accident. Do people actually use that? Because that's the most annoying thing. I think I've done it before and didn't realize what happened, but now I realize that's a play button and I was trying to click the next. Rook to f3 was my best move, and what I was trying to look at was to see if, okay, they definitely should not have taken the knight. I'm going to guess that would have led to a mate. That's kind of what I thought. So their best move was to go to g4, and I was supposed to check them with the pawn. Really? Well, I thought they would just take it. And then I would have had to have figured out that rook to f4 check was my only move, and they would take it. Oh, and then I would take their queen. Oh my. Let's go back. Sorry, I clicked replay and it didn't start at the beginning. At least I thought I clicked replay. Well, it said to check with this pawn, and then I would check with this rook, and then take their queen. I wanted to restart it from the beginning, which is what I thought I did. Okay, check here. That's their best move. It is my best move, and my point, what is my point here? Why wouldn't they just take it with the king? Okay, I'm not sure I understand here. Okay, see, this way I do understand. I put the rook here. The only way to get out of check is to either take the rook or move, and either way they're not defending their queen anymore. So I get that. They're forced to stop defending the queen. So I think I understand that part. Now Stockfish says it's better to take with the king. So what if they had done that? Now I would have had to figure out to check on f5, which they would have taken, but the puzzle didn't go there because there's 2 different ways to take back. And if I take back with the knight, I save my queen. Okay, but either way, I end up with a queen and a knight against 2 rooks, which are really close to checkmating me. All right, well, it was about time that I missed a puzzle, and I'm definitely out of the headspace that I was in when I started this session here, but I'm going to try one more because I have the time for it. Okay, what do we have here? Let's look at the checks first. I think I only have 2 checks. Both of them look like they're giving away a queen. However, I've come across some fairly similar positions before. Let's see, I'm not in check, am I? No, okay, I'm not in check. I think the idea here might be to pull this rook forward, because that would be their only legal move at that point. No, they would have the legal move of moving the king over, but then I would take the rook and that would be checkmate. So their best legal move, I think, would be to take there, and then their rook's not on the back rank anymore, so I can check. And when they drop back to block that check, I would take either way because that would be checkmate. And so I don't know if the puzzle will go that far, but I bet that's it, right? They don't think they have any other recourse. If they move, I have mate immediately. If they take, I check, and I have another rook pointed down here. I think then they have to block, and their queen can't block because the rook's there, and the queen's not on the right diagonal. So the rook would have to drop back and block, and then I think either one of my rooks taking there would be mate. Okay, well, hopefully I won't get two wrong in a row, because that would be embarrassing, but I'm going to take that f7 pawn with my queen, right? Oh, and they did take. Well, then it's got to be the check. Oh, and it stopped, because after that, it wouldn't matter which rook I took with. Well, and I didn't quite get back up to the rating that I lost here, but I'm going to stop this video now. I got 5 out of 6 puzzles. That's pretty good. And I made pretty good progress toward 2300, which is my next goal. Thank you for spending your time here. Let me know what you're doing to get better at chess, and I'll see you next time.